to remove some of the mid-semester stress. And I'm going to hand over back to Roshan so that we can get the meat of the matter in the way, out of the way.
Get to the meat of the matter.
English, so that we can get to the meat of the matter. Bye, guys.
Okay. Just quickly, I'm going to hand over to Shamar to introduce our first speakers to give exam tips. So, Shamar.
Okay, so his camera is off right now, but our first speaker, he's in second year and he'll be speaking to the first years. So he's my mentee, that's Justin Lynch. She is also a UA Open Scholar and Games Committee Chairperson for Preston Hall. Justin, you can turn on your, is he here? I can see him, but I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Okay, Justin, you can.
He's muted.
Trying to find the best lighting, isn't it?
That's not it. You should be away from the light.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Justin Lynch. Some tips, I guess. All right. So, how long do I have? Like 5 minutes, you said? Or
yeah.
All right. So number one, I guess, would be time management. So, kind of ensure that you're not leaving everything to last minute, in the sense where you know that you have a bag of mid semesters coming up. So then waiting to study in the last minute. When I say study, you can do like little 1 hour reading every week for each course. So you know the time when you might say like, yo, it's hard to find 1 hour for the read, but the times when you scroll through Instagram, maybe say, yo, I'm gonna put down the phone and go read my notes for like half an hour. It don't have to be that long, but just that little reading will help you in the long run when you actually reach the mid-semester period. Also, I would say make friends and try and study groups. They really help. So me, Ashman, sometimes Deandra, especially when we're when we're back on campus, we always study and always, we're always moving together. So I know with Corona it might be difficult to kind of form a little group, a little friend groups, but try and make it work. Also, I would also say that give me a sec. Write down some stuff. Also, don't let school stress you, cause see the thing is, there's no point in stressing over something that you can't what's the word? You can't control. One thing you can control though is the amount of time you spend. So don't waste your time. So also, if you realize like you're having problem with anything, like in terms of the courses, so say maybe computing is not your course, ensure that you set more time to that course. So like you can speak to your mentors, you can speak to people you know are stronger in that course, and maybe make study groups with them and kind of help you in the long run. And you can do the same for them. So if say stronger in one course, you can help them in that course. So it's like a symbiotic relationship. So as I said, just time management is the key, and don't waste your time. Any questions?
We're gonna have one big Q&A session at the end after everybody speaks.
So thank you, Justin. Our next speaker for first year is Deandra. And Deandra, last year, Deandra was one of our most active first years. Right now, as well as last year, she's a champion swimmer on the UA swim team. And she's told me that she's part of Team Lazy. So I'll let you tell you all about it.
Hi guys, can you hear me? First of all, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
So Justin took some of my points. The first one I made was make good friends. Because for me, especially computing, oh gosh, I was struggling. Justin didn't know how I was struggling. We're in the same lab. But the thing is, when it came around to exam time, I could pull on my friends who I knew were stronger than others on one subject, and we'd study late into the night. And I was able to get it done, The second thing was as Justin said, you dedicate more time to subjects that you find difficult. I had a spin-off on that point. I was saying that you keep up to date on the subjects that you hate the most. So like let's read econ in like 3 weeks, but you like econ, it is not gonna take you long to read off econ. But if you never do calculus for 3 weeks and decide that you're gonna catch up at mid-semester, no dog, you may suffer. You need to keep up to date on the subjects you find most difficult. And my third thing was, well, it started out being a part of my hashtag Team Lazy, campaign. But then I read an article on it the other day and I realized that it was actually a good thing. So my thing is that I need to ease into my studying. So like, especially for math, I cannot start doing math and then start working problems same time. So I think Michael was the one who sent it in the AXI group. In our second year group, it was talking about 2 different study tactics, and one was called blocking and one was called interleaving. Blocking is how we're taught in schools, where you learn a part of a topic and then you work questions on that topic and then you continue like that. But interleaving is understanding everything that you need to study first and then working out problems. So I do that, but that came as a result of my laziness because I didn't want to work questions from the beginning. But it really helps because when you're in exams, you don't know what type of question it is, but having practiced the way you did with interleaving, it helps you a lot in exam time. And I think my last thing was, we're in quarantine now. You need to get some energy out. We're used to having to walk up and down at school, and I'm actually about to go to do my workout when this is done. But yeah, get some exercising, get some sweat going, do something, figure it out. I know Roma does yoga. I started lifting weights. So yeah, just do something to release some of that energy that you have. That's it for me.
Thank you. I see the gains, Deandra. I see
Okay, guys. So our first speaker for the second years is gonna be Sai. So he's been participating in the UAAS for the past 2 years, and especially as a member of Purple Dragons. He's passed 2
Dragons.
exams. He's passed 2 SOA exams, P and FM, and he's also a UA Open Scholar. So Sai, the floor is yours.
Hello guys, I'm sorry I won't turn on the camera because I have not trimmed or shaved in a while, and trust me, my hair grows pretty fast. So basically, I mean I understand with a lot of tips and so forth as to how to study and so forth, but to me, I feel that everybody has to find their own formula. Because what works for me will not work for you. So I feel that even if you think one might work, it probably might not be the best. So you need to find out what type of learner are you. So maybe for me, for example, I cannot sit in a class for an hour also. My attention span is less than 20 minutes. So if I sit in a class with, for example, Makichin, or hope to delete that part of the thing, I can't survive in that class. So a lot of people can tell you that I barely go to class and so forth, because I can't. I love my sleep. So what I do is that I study in the nights. Well, that was what I did when I was back in UE. So basically what you guys can do, I think you have 6 courses or so? Is it 6 courses in second year? Yeah, I think so, for first semester. So even I had to balance that with the SOA exams that I was doing at that time, because I did P in September, I did FM in February, I think, yeah. So I would advise is that maybe if you think everything is probably hard on you, maybe probably like set a course a day, because if it is 6, it can balance. So take your Sundays off. For me, example, if I feel that I am really stressed, I complain a lot to my friends. I really stress out easy. So what I do is that I just set a day and say, all right, today is not the day, nothing is sticking. All right, I will just binge watch anime. I don't go classes as well, and I will watch anime 24/7. So that's how I used to study. But there are courses like elements or so forth. That's thing I should specifically talk to, because even though I don't understand what the hell I did in that course, because to me it didn't make any sense. And even Sam was telling me at a point, like I go to Sam for a lot of advice because Sam gives really good advices. Sam is probably my favorite teacher in second year. So anybody who don't like Sam, shame on you. But Courses like elements, all you guys have to do, just practice whatever my teaching give you. Do not think, like literally. That is the first thing wrong you will do in elements if you're doing that course. Thinking. Just whatever Makichin writes on the board, whatever he gives you in the problem set, it'll be the exact thing that comes back in mid-semester or finals. He probably will shift a word or a two, but it won't be any different. So concepts are not just, don't try to understand. I tried to understand it for far too long and I realized it did not make sense. So I just spent the night before and I just practiced. That's all I did. That's all you need for things like elements. And many of you will complain about Sam. Sam is probably the only teacher so far I have met, probably him and Ajani. I don't know what other guys, but the only teachers that I feel actually I can learn from. The other teachers just probably read from slides or so. So I feel like you guys should really pay attention to Sam, no matter what happens, and don't mess the problem papers. Trust me, Sam makes them extra hard just because you guys have the extra resources and so forth. So if those problem papers they took us weeks to complete them. Those were not normal, and Sam is like that. Sam is just evil because he knows that you guys can get extra help. He will make it hard on you. So I mean, course probability was probably my really cool subject because I did P, so I had no problem with it. But I just feel that prob and linear, as a result of some teaching them, they probably will be tricky, but they are not tricky where if you just apply the concept, the courses you have to learn this concept. Don't make it be an elements where you can just think you pass it on the last minute. You have to learn and understand everything. So I feel like those two courses, just go through what Sam taught you from A to Z. You see the one line that you think, for example, in linear algebra, that one line on maybe the September 24th, that exact line that you missed, say you're not going to read, Sam Goodley give you like a big question on that. So that's how I prepared for those kind of courses. Econ of foolishness. So I don't think I should need to talk about it. I don't like econ courses, so I stopped doing them.
Wow.
And management, I'm sorry if I'm being so blunt, but that's the reality of Aksai. Some courses just not worth your time. And then management, never really like Ellis, so I can leave that off. So I just believe that I am a procrastinator. So I mean, I do my stuff on last minute because I feel that I do best when time is less. So I mean, there are different ways for different people. I mean, there are people who do well if you're consistent throughout the day, but I like to enjoy my time. I even play sports sometimes. I watch anime, etc. I do stuff. So I mean, I feel like everybody just has to find their own thing and just think that is the best way forward. So I guess that's that.
Hi, Sai. Can you turn on your camera? The
Please,
people
I
don't
just
know
want
what
to
you
say
look like.
one P, please. Please.
Ah,
Oh my gosh.
Catchy.
Hi,
No,
you're
you
not
have to start from the
there.
first time.
I always have. I shaved off more than 3 times and it still grows back.
You
Aw,
could have
Sai.
you could have put on your camera.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Sai. So our second speaker for the second years is going to be Vanessa. So last year she served as the FST Guild Committee Treasurer, and she's now the UEMONA Guild Treasurer, and she's also the Deputy VP of Finance for UE Stats. And she has been an active member of the UAS her whole time here. And last year, she led White Knights to victory. So everyone, please welcome Vanessa and listen carefully. All right,
All
Vanessa.
right. Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're having a fantastic um, day so far. And my tips will surround your personal or your mental health. I feel like, everybody's saying, all right, study, do this, do that. But studying when you are less stressed is better for you. So a lot of the times we stop and we say, do I want to be an actuary? No, wait. Do I want to be a risk analyst? Do I want? We waste our time being confused, waste our time saying, what if? That takes up a lot of the time that we should have been using to study. So, firstly, we are in COVID and it is the computer screen, it is annoying. It is, it gets to you, but we have an advantage and we need to take that advantage. Those recordings are heaven sent, and we don't realize the when you could miss something that Sam said in class. So Sam say, this is XYZ, and you say, oh, okay. And you have to just go in your book and read your notes. And remember what Sam said. Those recordings, you get to watch it twice, hear it twice. Guys, use the recordings. We never had that. Those recordings, you need those recordings. A lot of the times we are like, I'm tired and I'm studying for how much hours. Guys, if you're studying and it not working, stop. Stop it. Don't do it. Get up. As Deandra would say, go sweat it out with soca. Go do something. Stop it. Like, don't sit there and reread and reread, and it's not sticking because you're wasting time. What you can do is relocate your break time. So if you're a person that follows a timetable, pull back your break. Say, all right, I'm supposed to take a half hour. Seeing that I'm not learning anything right now, let me put my half hour here, and when it's finished, back to the books. We have to pace ourselves. We have to, attention span. Guys, if you know me, I don't have that. Attention is zero. Zero.
Just no go
But
class.
when things when things are supposed to get done, we have to get them done. Yeah. So your problem paper due next week Friday. Glimpse it, look at it to say, all right, it is 10 questions. Maybe tonight in my break when I'm watching this series, I can glimpse it and see if anything I can do anything. So some of the times, there are a lot of the times we say, all right, let me study, I have this to do, I have that to do. Stop, give yourself a break and smile about it. um what's the next thing? If so, guys, the other thing, we are all in here, I keep stressing it, it does not give one degree. Everybody are graduates, and everybody, I hope, will be getting their degree. Ask for help. Guys, if you don't understand nothing, you understand something, go to somebody and say, hey, I don't really get this. If you're in a class and the teacher say, you may not feel like the environment is where you can say, sir, do I understand? Reach out to somebody. John Brown, I understand this. Take a picture, send Sai, what is this, sir? Just say. You reach out to different people for them to help you. No man is an island. Make sure you reach out and ask for the help. Guys, for some courses they're not courses that you can say they're not econ. Let me just be frank. They're not econ. So you can't say, I have notes, I go every class. Me 100 pound exam. It not gonna nope, not gonna happen. You need to take when Sam gives you an exam and it's a take home exam. If you don't have the knowledge that is in your book, in your head already, that exam makes no sense. So you need to be reading Sam's notes, understanding Sam's notes, asking questions. So when you get your take home exam, it's more of an exercise. You can't rely 100% on your book because we are in COVID. So make sure you know what Sam say, and you need to go some class. Go some class not gonna help you. Reread the notes, find your questions, and dig deep in some stuff. Problem papers, man, not even gonna touch that. I went to Sam and said, sir, I can work out this question. And him say, you thought I'd give it to you for it to be easy? So the problem papers, push through, do them as group and work with it. Econs, I know Sai never really touched the econs. Guys, for those of you doing macro, your man Q is your Bible. I'm not even gonna mention the class. Your man Q is your Bible.
Just
Read
do
your
it.
man Q and you can't go wrong. Liter literally do your tutorials, read your man Q, and you can score high in those subjects. Like classes are important, but your man Q is more important.
I have some.
Um
I can say one thing.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, as in art, I as like it's some advice pertaining to like your electives and so forth. Most people do the econ because most of the persons the year above us do econ, and they tell us probably it's an easy A or so. But I think I and Daniel and I were talking one time and we were like, yo, we realized the econ courses are not all that. Because to be honest, if most persons used to pursue the econ electives, for the VEE econ credits. So if you're doing the actual exams, that's thing. But the principles 1 and 2, the one that you guys did in first year, those will make you eligible for those credits, whatever that. So I think if you guys want to venture out in second year, do different electives, you guys should really go ahead. Some really, really good electives are there. And I don't think you should just surround yourself with those econ ones where you just gonna, no matter, all right, let's be honest, you're not going to do anything in econ until last minute. So if you believe that's the mindset you have, just like me, you guys can venture out. Because I actually had really good fun in probably MVC and so forth. And I feel that econ electives weren't all that. So if you guys want
And
to
you
venture
guys,
out, you're good.
you
So
guys
guys,
should do operations research. It's such a good class. Like it's actually so applicable, and the lecturer is Nordia, and she kind of crazy. So you're gonna love the class, but don't be fooled by her craziness. Her question them kind of hard, but she gives you what you need to do to answer them.
yes, for real. So guys, as Sai would have said, is don't choose your electives based on what you would have heard, but choose your electives based on you. So I'm not going to lie, I liked computing, but Java did kind of, but I did not have a problem with econ. I know this is the way, econ, you read your book, you understand, and you're going to do well. But choose your electives based on what you like and not what you hear about. That's my last advice is, guys, never go into a subject with someone else's expectation. Go in with a blank mind, go in with your mind. So you hear that this subject is hard and everybody go fail, and you go in there with the mindset that it is a possibility that you may fail. No, you different and you new. Your brain fresh. So you go in there with a mindset that I'm going to do my best and my best is good enough. So, and guys, yeah, participate in Mr. Hines' class just because he's a nice guy and he might call for your old leap. But that is it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Vanessa. So now I'm going to hand over to Jordan, and he's going to do the intros for the speakers for the third years.
Where is Ashman?
Is he on the call?
No, he isn't. I don't see him here.
Oh,
I never saw when he left.
yeah, he's not here. So
Okay, I can sub
Okay, I'll
in.
just. Oh, okay.
All right, guys. There's no other way to introduce the next speaker. We all know and love her. She was our past president, or past vice president, or past deputy EAC. Recent graduate from the Bachelor's of Science Actuarial Science program. There's no surprise there. You know her as Brianna Fraser. We know her as President Bliss. So without further ado, is that the English? Yes. Without further ado, I'm gonna invite Brianna to come and speak to you guys speak to us about what to expect for third year courses.
Hi guys. Oh my gosh. First, before I start anything, I just want to say amazing tips from Vanessa and Deandra and Justin and
Sai.
Everybody who just spoke. Those were amazing tips. And I don't think they're only applicable to each year group that they were speaking with respect to. You can also take that for like if you're in first, second, third, whatever. So those tips are really good. So I'm gonna try to keep it short because I don't want to keep on talking. But my first tip is to do not underestimate the exam / your lecturer. Not because it's online means that it's going to be easy. it being online, it's going to be so much more difficult because the teachers or the lecturers, they know that you have the resources, especially if it's like open book, etc., etc. They know that you have the resources. So do not go in and say, oh yeah, man, online, it's soft. So I'm good. No, that's not the case. Do not underestimate it. Do not underestimate anybody. And as Vanessa said, go in with a fresh mind, blank slate. Don't think, oh, it's hard, it's easy, anything like that, because underestimating it is where a lot of persons went wrong in terms of the online thing. Because they're like, oh, it's online, I'm a book, I'm a notes and everything. So don't underestimate it and study as if you would if you were supposed to take the exam under normal circumstances. Trust me, I did that because I knew myself, and my brain easily forget, mixed up and everything. So I knew myself, so I had to prepare for the online exams as if I was preparing for real life exams, in terms of making my formula sheet, writing out my notes, like study, full on studying, and not just skimming through my book because it's online. And that saved me a lot. That saved me a lot in all aspects. And for third years especially, they're going to give you real life questions, and if you don't have the information in your head, you're not going to be able to answer it within the specified time. So trust me, guys, do it as if, don't underestimate anything, and study as if you were taking the exam under normal circumstances. And my next point is to manage your time well before, during, and after the exams. Because right after mid-semester exam, you're gonna have finals coming up soon, and the year is just ending really, really quickly. So manage your time after that as well. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I just did mid-semesters, I can take a break, I can relax. No, the finals are gonna creep up on you, and you need to know everything, and you need to be prepared for that as well. And before, you guys should have been doing the legwork in terms of managing your time, doing your schedules, knowing exactly what's happening in class, rewatch the lecture slides, all those nice little things that everybody tell you to do. You should have been doing that from time. So that's the before work. And then the during, in terms of time while you're actually taking, sorry for the background noises, but the time when you're actually taking the exam, you need to monitor it, because don't think, say you have 24 hours and you're good and you're crisp. By the time you reach the 6 hour, you're burn out, and by the time you look the whole 24 hours and you haven't slept or anything like that. So managing your time throughout all aspects, very important. And as I said before, it's easy to lose track of time. And if you're a schedule type of person, create a schedule and stick to it as best as possible. And if you need to schedule idle time, because having things in black and white can help you to stay on track, especially given the fact that you're in the comfort of your own home. So it's easy to get lost in the sauce and get laid down in the bed and wake up till 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock or whatever the case might be. So manage your time well before, during, and after the exam. And my last thing is to put measures in place that work for you and your mental state. If you know that your environment at home isn't conducive for studying in the daytime, read the lectures, make a little jottings, and then at night, that's when you burn the midnight oil and study and get all the hours in to actually understand the thing and understand the course material. Because trust me, the time, as I said, it's moving really fast, and that's one thing you'd hate for it to happen, is because something out of your control affects you in a negative way and affect how you do your exam and affect how you study. So know your environment, come to terms with your environment and your situation and your mental state, and work with it, because it's easy to be in denial. Like, you can wake up one day and just not feel in it at all, take the day off, and then the next day you put 2 times worth effort into studying and preparing for your exams and everything. Because know yourself and know how you work, and come to terms with your abilities and your mental state and how the situations that you're in, and work around that. Don't be in denial, and don't blame everybody else except yourself for not recognizing all those important factors and working on them from the early stages before everything gets worse. And I think Sai mentioned that he had a short attention span. Yeah, well, if you know you have short attention span, do work and take regular breaks in between so that you can not get too lost and it doesn't seem too boring or it doesn't seem too dragged out, if you get what I'm saying. And I just want to reiterate the point of having a support system. As Deandra said, it's really important to have people who you can rely on because they can help you tenfold in terms of keeping on track. They can wake you up whenever you need to be woken up. They can help you to study. They can work question. You can bounce ideas off. And as everybody said, as Vanessa said, turn to people who you know that have the knowledge that you don't so that you can be able to work with them and be able to succeed in everything that you do. See, I kept it short. That's all for today. Good luck with everything, guys, and I hope everything goes well. You all are smart people. I know that for a fact. So use your time wisely, and you all should become victorious. And third year is easy, the easiest year I've ever done in my life at UWI. So you have no excuse at all, especially since you've been there, you know how the thing's set. Yeah, it's easy. Stats, love that course. Pensions,
Brianna,
love every one of them thing there. It's easy. So there's no excuse. And this is coming from somebody who have a hard time when it come on to take stats. Yes, Daniel, stats is nice. Like pay attention to Nordia and all that good stuff. I don't want to go over time. I know that my 5 minutes is up. High
Nardia no teach you
pension,
stats again.
huh?
Nardia no teach stats again.
Oh, she doesn't. Oh my gosh. That's so
um,
sad for you guys.
Dr. Alphamas.
Whatever course
Family
that
is good.
she teaches, that's the best course that you'd ever do. But yeah, that's it, guys. Good luck with your mid semesters. Good luck with your finals, first class honors, 4.0 GPA, and everything like that. And good luck. Thank you for having me. Pay attention in Heinz class, even though it's a move slow, because you'll be surprised how much you learn actually. But yeah, thanks, guys. Bye. Good luck.
Thank you, Brianna.
It's me again.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm gonna turn back my cam. All right, so guys, you heard wonderful words from President Bliss. Up next, we also have somebody who you guys know and love, and yeah, I don't know how to introduce this person because he's literally a star. Star of all the exams in school, star of him exec stint as both VP and what was it, assistant treasurer? No, yeah, I don't remember. I'm so
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
guys. But I think it was assistant treasurer. So let me introduce to y'all my friend, your favorite club member, apart from me, of course, Shamar Henry. Woo!
Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope we're all
Hi,
doing well.
Shamar.
And hi, Daniel. And I just like to say that I agree with the tips that have gone before me. And most of what I have, they have been said. So still, nevertheless, I categorize my tips into three categories: lecturer tips, self tips, and interpersonal tips. So with lecturer tips, this is like cheat sheet. So know your lecturer, guys. You need to know their teaching style and know what they want. If you see this lecturer emphasizing X, do not emphasize Pluto, please. If they want this, if them prioritizing this, if you see them, guys, make sure you do this, make sure you do this, make sure you do this. Then simple, you must do that first. Not saying that you don't focus on Pluto, but if they're emphasizing this, it must be for a specific reason. And also, don't be afraid to approach them, ask questions, because you're setting exams. The worst that can happen is they say no, or them shame you, but they say no. But basically, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Some lecturers are cool. Some may say uptight and whatnot, but ask questions. For self tips, you must know your weaknesses or weakness if you only have one. Realize you have to again prioritize those, work on them so that it may be stronger as you continue throughout the school year. Try to develop a schedule. If you're that type of person, develop a schedule so you can work along and know what you're working to achieve. Determine your learning style. So I mentioned this earlier and it's very important. Like what senses appeal to you? For me, I was more of a visual learner. So Watching videos definitely helped more than yeah, watching videos definitely help or seeing anything. So if you're an audio type, visual, just do what is best for you. Revise is our next step, of course. I wasn't going to come here and tell you the regular. Study a book, practice. Pretty sure we've all heard that time and time again. Nevertheless, it's still important to revise. Try not to wait till last minute. Yes, we know that stuff may happen, or if you're the type of person, if that works for you, but waiting till last minute may create a lot of problems because you never know what can happen at that time if you do wait. It's important to take breaks and get rest. I mean, talk with friends, family, socialize. I mean, this is very important, guys, because it can't be all up into the books. Next, yes, you have a breakdown. Or what next? Or you go function. Period. Take a break, guys. Again, this is for online working, online school and whatnot. You have to find an adequate area to work and or study. So if it's your bed, fine by you. If it's a desk, that's good. But try to get a solid area where it's away from the hustle and bustle of life and just focus on your work if you can. Practice active listening is also a tip. And I say this for like me, I have short attention span. Every little thing happens around me, I look at it. Yes, Deandra, I see your point in. But yes, if you can practice active listening, do focus on what they say because enough time I see nor they talk my stats, nor they're writing. A minute I look away, be like, what? How did she reach from this to this? And that's me, lost, depressed, don't want to focus on class anymore. So guys, if you can, practice active listening, or as Vanessa mentioned, rewatch lectures. Rewatch the lectures, they're very important. You can also talk with those who have gone before you. Your year groups are also very important. Important. This is a family. We are all family. Don't be afraid to approach one another. Help is always there, available. So talk it up, talk with one another. They can provide helpful tips as well. And this is just a last tip. Well, not last. Well, it probably not important that much, but it can help. Know your calculator. Like, sometimes when you're working on your calculator and be like, wow, why is this taking me so long? See, if you know your calculator, like you practice it, you get used to it, it can save you a lot of time when you're working in exams, doing work and whatnot. And the last set of tips, interpersonal tips. So how you relate to one another. As I share these tips with you, it is very helpful that you share with one another because you won't share something with someone and then not do it. Imagine me sharing these tips with you and then I'm not doing these same tips. That's crazy, bro. You're wilding. But yes, share tips, help one another if you can. Practice study groups. Those are very important if you're the type that, work better with study groups. Do so if you can. And this is the last thing, very important. Your mood affects affects your performance basically. So I want you all to step with pep. Okay, confidence is very important. Even if you feel like you don't know anything, if you say that you know, even when you don't know, it really changes something. I know Marcus Garvey said, without confidence, you are twice defeated in the race of life. So confidence is very important, folks. So I believe that's all for me now. Step with pep, have confidence. I wish you all the best with exams. Help one another. We are all a family. So that's it.
Thank you, Shamar. Okay, I'm gonna hand over to Crutchley, I
Yeah.
believe.
So, mhm. So guys, now we're in the Q&A session. So if anybody has any questions, just type them in the chat for anybody that you would like to ask a question based on what they said from any year.
Can I
So
give
we
a
can just do that
suggestion?
now.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Guys, also it piggybacks on what Vanessa was saying. Do electives of what you like. Like pretty much it's a free course because like if you know you're interested in something, you're already paying your tuition, so just tack it on. And you might be worried about your GPA because that's why we do econ, because we love the A's, but you will learn stuff. Like, so for me, I'm doing web dev now because I've always been interested in like doing the back end coding for websites and whatever. And the course is stressing me. But the thing is when you're doing something that you actually like or that you're actually interested in, even if it's hard, you find it's like a little extra motivation to figure out the stuff. So I just say that to say explore the other electives that are there. And who knows, you might explore elective or you might explore something else and realize that AXA is not what you want to do with your life. And that is fine. Like, that is okay, guys. It's perfectly fine. But that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah. I have another suggestion as well. Guys, please don't cheat. Do not plagiarize. It's
please
okay to work in groups when you're studying. Do not cheat on the exams. You will be caught. Okay.
Britta, give you 1 hour lecture just kind of
Oh.
cheat.
Yeah.
I get tired of
And
them.
cheating comes in various forms, guys. If you're doing a take-home exam and your friend asks you, say, oh, you're the number 4, don't send them exactly what you do. Explain
Some
it
have
to them, because
photographic memory, guys.
your friend might not have enough sense to switch up the stuff, or your friend might think that you send them a rough work and write it back exactly. Cover yourself. Don't assume that people have sense, because a lot of people don't. So if your friend asks for help, explain it to them. And if they're not getting it when you explain it to them, if you want to send them your answer, go with God when you send it, because there's a high possibility that they will write back exactly what you have, and your lecturer will find out. And the tone ain't a problem. So just be careful with your answers. Protect your answers. And at the end of the day, remember that academic integrity is key. And if you cheat, you get the A, but you don't know nothing. So did it really help?
Britta did almost one ball. Me seriously, she said she at one point contemplate to stop teach. Oh, Britta is our teacher. She will teach you maths.
Yeah.
No, she spent the first part of the lecture, like on the first day, talking about.
Almost an hour. Yeah, she did one ball. Let me honestly could I hear the tears.
Oh, nobody was more hurt than Sam. You guys remember how Sam called the meeting Sunday night at 9?
Sunday night at 9. Sunday night.
Zoom link.
It was the one question apparently
That's
somebody
crazy.
I don't know how you can call it Sunday night.
Sunday nights at 9, because 2 people had the same, like, I know the sentence is going to be redundant, but they had the same exact identical paper. The only thing that changed was the name and ID number. And it was a typed paper. It's not like the handwrote. It's not like it was handwritten,
It was written.
It was a typed paper.
You're lying. You're lying.
Bro, I swear to
we're
God.
not.
As in,
It was a
trust me,
typed math exam. It's not
was a
like
typed one.
an essay where everybody types. So you're already standing out because you typed it. And then you and the person have the same things, Some said even the
have
font size
photographic memory.
changed.
Some have photographic memory. You say out of 50 different scripts, you can go through and find one question which look exactly worked out the same like a next one. And him say him take out those. Boy.
So guys, you want to be a good friend, but at the same time,
study as if you're actual finals where you
Yeah.
courses at all, because it helps you in the long run, because what you have in your head from what you understand, nobody else can have that same exact thing, so you won't get caught up in any of that at all, and you truly appreciate the fruits of your labor. Trust me, no matter if you help somebody or not, like knowing that you did that on your own and you get your grade on your own, it feels nice. It does feel nice, trust me.
And guys, and what with Brianna saying, like, make sure you know what you're doing, because I have a friend, an acquaintance or a classmate, whatever you call him, like he helped somebody with their exam, and Sam called him and said, yo, bro, why you and XYZ have the same answer? And the youth had to on the spot explain to Sam how he arrived at that answer. So if you don't know what you do, and Sam call you and ask you, brother, oh, you get 4, and you can't tell him, come on, guys. So even if your friend help you, make sure so you understand what you're doing. Because as Brianna said, at the end of the day, you're going to feel rewarded that you actually got something from this class and you actually know what's going on.
And remember, guys, seeing us out there, they're really
Wait, so
going
did he
down
call
on.
the other person as well? They did not know what to do.
He called the other person, but the other person plain upset that, yes, sir, this person sent me the answer. But the guy, he called 2 of them. So he called my friend first and he was like, Sam, I'm even not gonna lie to you, and like him asked me to explain the question to him, and the kind of show him a rough work. I'm never expect him with a, roops. But funny story, the guy who Sam called him did cheat. So it was just a whole mess. It's just mess. Just guys, just take yourself out of the whole cheating scenario. It's just mess.
I mean, it's fun when you learn still. I mean, I'm not being
Here,
a
guys have 1 point.
just that.
Wait,
What's
Kirchlick
the
been a
side?
try to say something.
True.
It's well,
Actually, Vanessa has been trying to say something.
Vanessa,
Oh.
you can go.
Go Kirchley. I'll go after Kirchley.
Oh no, yeah, I was just saying. So I've seen that they're coming down on cheating. It's not like last year where the exams are 24 hours. It seems like they're making them what, like 5 hours, 3 hours now. So you really have to make sure that you know your content so that you can really go through the questions quick. You don't have the entire day to do it anymore. So just remember that.
And for
Yeah,
the
they
exams you have the
specifically
day to do,
for
like Sam
integrity.
on them, start it right away. Don't think so because it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
Guys,
Last
Yeah.
year I
me and
didn't
my
sleep.
friends, 24
Stochastic.
hours.
The
We
Didn't
did
sleep.
not
exam gonna take
sleep.
36
As the
hours.
paper drop, open it.
I almost never submit to
Didn't
how long
sleep
the
at
exam
all.
was. Like I almost missed the window. So just sorry. You can go now, Vanessa.
Daniel, so to continue on to continue on what Daniel is saying, guys, you see when you're submitting, don't leave a 2-minute window. Don't leave a extremely small window. Guys, let me tell you, I submitted
I was 4 seconds late
questions.
this morning.
I submitted my question paper for stochastic. Hear me? I do the exam for the entire day and
Never one
submit
week.
the question paper. So guys, you have to be careful. You have
Never
to
weekend. And our weekend we get. I did 2 day.
look here. Any amount of
No,
time,
Sai, mid-semester was
and I
2 days. The
submitted.
final was 1 day.
I
One.
submitted
Yeah.
my
That
question paper.
morning
So
was
guys,
a
you need
mess.
to be careful.
At first, I submitted a
Be
blank paper. I
careful.
submitted my heading up. And then I said, no, submit again 4 seconds late. I can't win. I submitted the Word document instead of a PDF, and it does not go change. Him go have to accept it, and it's out of order too. It just
What?
Guys, may I tell you,
And
be
guys, I
careful.
just want to
And
say,
that's why I love Sam. Be careful. PlayStation?
I just want to say that last semester, like I basically uploaded my finals like a couple hours, probably 2 hours before the final, before it lock off, and it never upload fully. Me
What?
like a done things I did upload fully, and time passed and it never upload. But
You know
luckily
me
it opened
that?
it back.
Still for half an
Yeah,
hour.
click
Guys,
what
check
is it?
it.
The accountability thing.
It's not
Like
that
after you
because
submit, there's like another thing that you have to click and submit again, right?
no, let me tell you what
Then
happened for me. I realized what happened for operations. So after you upload the thing and you press the first thing, it doesn't do a submit, it saves changes. I don't care
but
about
you
no
think you
save
submit though,
change.
because last year with Law and Government, I submitted
Actually,
the and it wasn't submitted, and I got lucky and they reopened the exam, so I just got lucky.
yeah, and if that happens, guys, follow what the lecturers say. If they say you must contact MITS, but just tell them right away, like, and be respectful in your email, be professional.
Okay.
Just say hi, X, Y, and Z. This happened, and I know that blah blah blah. It's my fault, but I'm so sorry, and I hope that it doesn't affect. Sweet them up, because really and truly, your grade is in their hands now. So just be nice and respectful, and if you have proof, you can submit that. But yeah, as Henry said, follow instructions. But
And
this
check
when
on your friends, guys.
And guys, don't be afraid to reach out to your teachers. Them understand.
Remind them to
Some give mark
submit.
for right name. Don't forget to write that too. Thinking
Some of them understand. Some of them still very bad.
Yeah, them give free
Deandra.
marks.
Deandra.
Like some give you mark for right name and that I have not plagiarized or whatever. So don't forget those small stuff. Look out for this.
Yeah, that was 1 mark. Love that. But there was something else. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I
Yeah,
wanted
as
to say,
Alisa said, guys, check on your friends. Like, you might think you submit. It was me complaining about how my paper never submit, while one of my friends realized that her paper never submit either. So if the deadline is coming, if you have a year group chat, just say, guys, remember to submit. So, it helps somebody somewhere.
You guys were a mess.
You think it's funny?
Why you not talking?
And guys, for exams like Miss Hayes, you're going to need all of the time that you can get. Do not wait until, as Vanessa said, once the paper drop, look at it and start thinking and planning your answers. Because the questions, it might look easy or it might look simple or it might look short, but once you actually get into it, it's gonna be long, and you're going to regret not starting earlier, and you're
No,
gonna be frustrated.
Britta not give you the leeway, you know. Britta say once you start the exam time, I will start.
See, I'll
We don't have the luxury anymore.
well,
Oh, I wanted to
Britta is
say
unforgiving.
as well for those people who said they have small attention spans. Sometimes what I do is even if I don't know what the teacher is talking about, I just write down what she's saying. Even if I don't understand it, just write it down. And when I'm looking back at it, then I'll understand. So you don't have to know what's going on in the moment, but just write down whatever she says and
Actually,
whatever's
you
on the
do that?
slide so that, yes, I do.
You who leave the class and come back and watch the recording?
Okay, there's
Okay.
a few
I
times
don't know
where
what
I
he's
leave the class,
lying.
You
yes,
church
but
cheer of a
no, but
boy.
even when I watch the recording, sometimes I can't bother sit down. I just write the notes and then I look back at it later because I can't bother sit down and understand it right now. So I'm
No,
just saying
And
to
then
just
you
write
see.
I'm
down stuff.
surprised he didn't promote his extension.
Please, Alyssa, no, you're so
Alyssa, no.
Also,
close.
guys,
Why would
remember
you?
to download the Chrome extension to
Oh,
speed up recordings.
and I know I said this every week, guys, but participate in class. It helps. Like
Wait.
it's better
Chrome
to
extension to
go.
speed up recordings.
To
Oh
speed up
God.
recordings, yes. I told
He'll
everyone
send it
about
in the group
this.
chat. He'll send it in the family group
Send it
I'll
chat
resend
again.
later.
it
Send it
again.
again.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, let me tell you why participating in class is all good and dandy. You see, if you're watching the recordings, you go have a question, and you can't guarantee that somebody asked that question during time. So so if you're one of those people who you're in class and you can't write while the teacher is teaching, that's fine. Like that's perfectly fine. Just pay attention enough so that if you're not understanding something, you can ask a question, especially for the third years. Like, I know no phone lost in a stats, and I'm gonna refuse to talk up, and I'm just make Tamika teach and not go away. Like, just like pay attention enough so you can ask her and say, Miss, that don't make no sense because like right now it's very whatever the name content heavy, is bare explanation she doing, and I know it don't make sense to it, and everybody just sit down and you guys following? Yes, miss. We're not
Yeah,
following. Speak up,
I
tell your
really
Not
don't get
lecturer.
how
following.
she.
We don't
I
know.
really don't get how she knows that we're not following her, and she just do.
No, she doesn't. Crutchley, it's not like a Sam where Sam knows so we don't understand. She genuinely thinks that we get it.
But no one is saying anything.
Exactly, because nobody's speaking up to say, Miss, I don't understand this, or Miss, this
And
don't make no sense.
same thing with Britta. So whenever she teach, I mean, Britta is going to go over the same thing like 7 million
Yeah.
times. But to be totally honest, I think if you guys can actually take advantage of that, because even if she go over 7 million times, and you tell her, for example, me now when she's teaching, I probably on my phone and I didn't catch what she said, and she repeated it like 50 times, I still tell her, Miss, I didn't understand that. And she will explain another 7 million times. Britain never gets bored. Just take
That's and,
advantage of that.
and that's the
Facts,
same thing
facts.
with Tamika.
That's
Like, I
facts.
remember one time Alyssa asked her a simple question, and sis go back over the entire thing. That's how I
Right?
know. That's how I know she knows. She don't know that you guys don't understand. Because if she did, she would have keep going over it. So I have to tell her because what go happen is go watch the recording and I'm still a go last. So just
And if you understand something, check on your friends and ask them because they might not will be willing to talk up. So you can use
right.
your voice and talk up for them, even though you might understand.
Right. So
Yeah.
that like you just even if you so if the teacher go over something that go over a lot of people head, just be like, Miss, you can say that again, please, or Miss, you can repeat
Yes.
that part. Just guys remember that we're all in this together and not everybody comfortable speaking in an online class. So if you are, just use your platform as Brianna said and just ropes it out.
Yeah, I know we've been talking a lot so far, but are there any like first and second years who like to ask a question?
Yeah, I was looking in the chat. I didn't see any questions.
Yeah,
I don't know what them are doing. So it should be.
guys.
Okay, I have a question for Brianna because I don't know what Heinz is really doing in pensions. I don't know if he taught you last year, but
I think Elmo taught them last year. That them say.
yeah, it just feels like he's talking, or I don't know what to even
He's
describe it.
talking
I
to
just don't know
Brittany
what's going
easy.
on.
Listen,
Yeah, he's just talking to her, and that's it. To be honest,
I forgot this is
I
recorded.
don't know why.
My
I
name
don't know
is
why I'm got to the
Sean
classes.
Crutchley.
Wow.
Virtually, even you might not understand in the moment, but when you go home, because pension it's very applicable in real life. So answer the question, and if you don't understand it, still ask questions and try to participate regardless, because once everything is done, it's all gonna make sense. Like everything is gonna add up, trust me, because that was me in the beginning part. Especially like when you just come and it's just talking and just going through slides, like the slides might not make sense right then and there, especially because they're so concise. Still look and listen.
Yes.
Still look and listen and write. And whenever he works out a question, write it down. If you don't understand, write down everything exactly. So when you go back over, it's all gonna make sense. Trust me. In the end, everything is gonna come together. The theory and the work, pay attention.
And just like one question we work out in class for the
And
entire
that one
2
question is going
months.
to help you.
Exactly.
That one
And
question is
It
going
was
to
a FM too.
trust me, that one question, it will come back and help you, because for pensions, the questions are basically almost the same, right, Shamar, Henry?
yes,
Questions are
I kid
basically
you
the
not.
same. So that one question is gonna help you a lot, because they follow the similar format. So don't watch it and say, oh my gosh, this one question, we don't want how much talking. Like all the questions follow that similar format, and that one question that he gives you, it's going to be the hardest question. And you're not gonna realize that it's the hardest question till when you are doing your own work by yourself, and you'll be like,
Yeah, but that's the thing. I just wish his slides had more info, and the questions that he's doing, it feels like they're too easy for what he's gonna put on the exam.
I get you. And whatever he gives in class, he's going to put that exactly on the exam, same way. And a good resource is the BPPs, pension BPPs. I think it's in
And
the
also,
chat. If it's not, I'll send it to Daniel. But the pensions BPP, it has everything that you need. You just need to read the BPP is like the manual or the ManQ in econ. Literally every single thing. I'll send it to Daniel or send it to somebody to upload it to the drive, but the BPP, along with the slides,
Thank
along
you.
with listening and following what he's doing in class, will make sense in the end when everything ties back. So don't get too, oh my gosh, what is happening? Still pay attention and still make notes. Even the small notes you think that might not make sense, it will make sense. So yeah, pay attention,
guys,
write the notes, and ask question. I don't know if you have something to add, Shamar,
oh yes,
Henry.
I was just going to say that on the night before our finals, I'm pretty sure I talked with Brianna about this. I
Yeah.
discovered that the questions were right out of SOA pass papers, even right before the exam. I saw this question. It came back, it was on an SOA pass paper, and it came directly back on our
Shamar
exam.
and I, we worked through that question.
Yeah, I think a couple questions that Nardia even gave us on our PP. I remember a couple from the SOA questions.
Nardia as well.
SOA, that's where Heinz get his questions from, and past papers as well. Well, he might not use past papers since it's online, but they're still a good source of practice.
Okay. Any other first or second years have any questions? Let me check the chat.
Let me just say this to the first years. Just make sure, if a calc, do every single question you can on a Johnny slides. Trust me, they're coming back. Just do as much as you can. Just calc.
Didn't Ajani make calc
Is
easier though?
isn't it Sam teaching calc?
I think it's the two of them, I'm not sure.
But didn't he make it easier?
First year, tell us.
Listen, just everything on those slides. They're all
Ajani
coming
and
back.
I'm teaching it.
Yes.
You just need to find out who is setting the exam.
Yeah.
And you probably can even attend that lecture as well, because I guess they actually give hints no matter what, I think.
Javine had asked a question in the group chat, so I'm just gonna not in the group chat, in the chat line. So I'm just gonna read it out. So she says, right? That's my favorite lecture. Anyways, so accountability partners are important, but it feels like everybody already has their little friend group. So do you guys have any advice for that? Let me tell you from my point of view. Javine, in first year, I didn't want to talk to anybody because I thought they were all nerds. So in first year, first semester,
I feel like she's not a nerd, so I don't understand.
I'm not. Please back up with that logic. So in first year, first semester, I didn't talk to any of them because I found them all nerdy, and I didn't.
She also thought she didn't like Campionites, but
I really, it's weird. You guys gravitate towards me.
Hates us.
There's
Anyways,
so many of
Right.
them. Oh
so
God.
wait, no, let me get my point across. Yes, so I didn't talk to them because I didn't want to. So I still spoke to my friends that I came to UA with. And my friends they're in Cited, but they're in other programs. No, what I realized is that for first semester, most people stick with the friends that they come to UA with. And that's expected because you already come, you're new, you don't really want to take on something new while trying to make new friends. You'll have the odd people, not odd people, you'll have the extra friendly people who will go to their way and make new friends outside of their friend groups, and that's great. But for the most part, most people stick with their friend groups. No, what I can tell you is that at Javine, you have a great personality. So people are gonna be a friend, but it's kind of hard to know that you guys are online and you're not really getting that sit beside somebody in class, kind of, you're walking on the spine and you see somebody, you talk to them. But what you can do is just find that one person. Like if you find one person right now, you're good. Because that's how friend groups work. You find one person who and then that one person bring their persons, and then those people bring their persons, and before you know it, you're in a group of friends. So like, don't stress about it right now. It's still early days of first semester. Not having a designated friend group right now is fine. I didn't really find my designated friend group until second semester, and I still think they're nerds, but I mean, what else am I going to do? It's third year. Yeah, but just
Jano,
just
Crutchley.
yeah, honestly, but just for that, so for that part, there's that. But for accountability partners, you have us on the exec, you have you have your mentor, and just again, you can reach out to anybody. If somebody in the group, in the family group, that's funny and always talking, you can PM them. Like, first of all, this is a shameless plug. Trish and Abby, for first years, if you guys don't have any friends, I would recommend talking to them. They are some of the most friendly people I've ever met or I've ever seen, even though everything is online. So you'll be fine. So just reach out to them, or you can literally say, guys, somebody be my friend. And it works. Like,
Oh,
just whatever you want, and it works. But don't stress it too much right now. It's just October. But yeah,
just
that's
making
all I have
sure,
to say.
especially for the first years. I don't know if you guys saw the email, but utilize the Axe
The
side
drive.
drive. A lot of good material is there. Did I say something
You
wrong?
chip out, you say
Triple.
utilize the axe.
Oh, the Oxide Drive. Just check your emails, or I guess maybe I'll resend it this Sunday. But yeah, utilize the drive, guys. There's a lot of good information in there.
Put it in the group description of the family group.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
as Vanessa said in the chat, she said the struggle brings us together. Guys, you're not gonna really find a friend till after the first set of
Yes,
exams done and everybody's stressed out.
yes.
Then you will know friendship,
That
yeah?
time
When
all my
everybody's
friends
stressed.
cried over this exam,
Yeah, I
it
mean,
brought us
as in,
really
trust me,
close
like
together, right,
I
Daniel?
never used to go classes at all, so I barely found friends. But I don't know how, but most of these guys in here are my friends now. Like I barely even go classes. Like
Right?
trust me, I don't even go classes, and these guys are my friends. So you will find.
Yeah. You will find friends,
And
guys.
guys, if you know, sir, it's hard for you to find friends, don't go in the group chat and asking every minute and then saying, Mr. Green, can you help me?
What, Shamar? Oh my
Guys,
god!
guys,
That's
like,
mad.
just
Why
be
would you
kind
say
and
that?
respectful, and friends will come in. Like, if you
Yeah, just
annoy
don't be
people too much,
annoying.
they're just going to ignore you.
Yeah, and
Except
if let
Let
me
Rihanna.
me
tell
give
you,
an example of
You just
somebody who has
called
done
him. Just
something like
call
this.
him.
Rihanna's friend.
wait, hold on. What
Rihanna's
Deandra
friend.
saying?
Call him.
I need an example of somebody who has done what Shamari is speaking of.
Yeah, just
But he
call
spoke
him.
about himself, you know. That's what he did.
Sorry,
So like
sorry.
That was so annoying. Okay. Let me compose
Wow. Okay, guys.
The
Person I'm
silence.
talking about is my
myself. That
friend
was hilarious.
also. You know?
No, he's not. Just stop, Ryan. Anyways, let me check the chat. Any questions?
Somebody
Wait,
was
I
asking,
actually have a question or so. After Justin.
somebody was asking about tips for come to 11:26, 11:27.
Oh,
just
that'll be
practice.
more for the second years, but I don't really remember how that went. But
Oh, that was the second Python course.
Oh, them easy. No worry about Python.
Yeah.
Which part?
Python. This second one. What do you do?
Java.
No, not
Personally,
Java. I
if
said
you
Oh,
find
11,
yourself
12,
Python
7.
first.
struggling now,
Yo,
just make sure you say the whole of the tutorials them,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
do
the
it on your own,
tutorials. Do them.
and
And for
then
the
Yeah,
for the
and
last you
oh,
can
multiple
try them
choice,
if you
again.
can do those, I don't know if they're still doing hacker ranks, but if you can do those hacker ranks, you should pass the exam.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah.
easy.
Do everything. Just make sure you do everything. So don't feel
Yeah,
say,
if you
oh,
don't know how to
this
do the
week
hacker
when
ranks,
I do the lab.
don't be scared. Oh,
Oh
yeah, and
yeah,
go
and
no,
check
check the
continue.
Stone.
tutorial. Matthew Stone, he's the
For
best.
Can the
computing,
host let in my
beautiful.
phone, please? Thank you.
Yeah, the host now check the waiting room, Realize.
Yeah,
Stone,
guys, ask Stone. Matthew Stone is
Stone,
best.
literally
Goat,
he's
golden. Like
goat.
Jesus, basically. He
golden.
is Jesus.
Oh yeah, go to the walk-in
And
sessions them too.
Walking
as it
sessions.
relates to the hacker rank, I was just saying, don't be scared to ask people who actually know how to do it for the answers. Just get the answers, and then it will flow.
Guys,
So
what
even
worked
if you
for
can't
me
do it
for
yourself,
comp? Oh, sorry.
no, you can go.
I was saying what worked for me for comp is so I read the lectures but not in detail because they were very boring. So what worked for me is I read the lectures, I did all the labs. Like I did every lab by myself from scratch. I did all the tutorials and I did all the hacker ranks again, and that is literally golden because you see for that comp final, I think it was 1126 final, whichever one wasn't multiple choice, they brought back one of the exact labs, like one of the early labs. I want to say lab one or something like that. And most people didn't recognize that it was from the labs, but it's literally like they didn't even change anything. So if you practice it on your own and you remembered your code or remembered what you want or what you did or the main idea, it was literally beautiful. So for comp, one of the things with comp is that practice is practice. Like the reason why the people who do comp sci can do so well in the course is because they've been doing it for a while and they've been practicing. So while comp looks hard to us as AXI people, and it is hard because Java is straight from hell, but while it looks hard, just practice. Like from your practice it, I promise you, you will pass. I can't guarantee you an A because I realize that these lecturers like to set the exams as if we're all computing majors, but just practice and you will pass, and make sure you capitalize on coursework because that's what I did. I went in the finals with 49 out of 50, so that even if I barely passed the exam, I would still get an A. So just capitalize on things like that.
And for me, like things got a lot clearer like after you did the project. Like the project, it's gonna help you still. Like after the project, you understand much things better. So the test not gonna really be so hard compared to the
Talking
project.
about Java or Python?
I
Python,
don't even
the
remember
project.
Python
You never got
Okay.
project.
start project for Python.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I remember that. The boss something.
Oh yes,
All
yes.
I'll say though, I know that we're still in first semester, but for second semester, when you guys are doing Java, please start the project as soon as you get it. Please.
Yes,
And as soon
please.
as you get part two and part three started, you won't have time.
Listen.
You won't
Oh
have
my
time. I'm
gosh.
telling
And
you.
make sure that your group member do come say.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, because even if you know how to do this stuff for the course, there are too many things going on, and if you start last minute, you won't be done.
Yeah, you
And
actually
you're gonna
you
lose
can
marks like being late as well. So please just
you
start
can
it
even
as
reach out to your the persons above, the year above, like the lab techs and so forth. Because last year one of those persons actually helped me out. They actually
Yeah, that's what I was
showed
saying.
the
This is why
easy.
physical school would be very helpful right now because I remember I stayed at school until 10 o'clock one night and I just sat there and made Stone help me with my entire project basically.
Yeah, and
And it's
one Saturday
beautiful.
he had a marathon at school, and he's like, "Listen, it was
It's
like
just
it was a
beautiful.
mid-semester marathon or something." And then I'm like, "Stone, you can't go through the lab for us, please." And he literally, not the lab, the project.
He's
He
just
He's
walked
the
us
goat.
through the project step by
the
step and
goat,
said,
the
"Guys,
goat.
this is what you're supposed to do here." Like, obviously, he wanna give you exactly what to do because he can't do that, but he gave you literally all you needed to know.
I think he did.
There was a next person, like I think he was
Like,
even the valedictorian last year. I don't
Michael
Yeah.
Kalu.
Yeah,
Michael
Kalu, he
Kalu.
was really good too. I don't know if he might do
Listen,
masters or not, but he was
Michael.
really good. Michael was good as well.
Michael was amazing, but he's in Korea or China.
Oh, well, then
China
he
now?
can't help them now.
Can't
Because
help them again.
I thought he would do masters or so, but he was really helpful too.
No, him in China or Korea or one of them Asian places.
But yes, guys, all we're trying to say, like everything we've said before, we're pretty much saying utilize all the resources. So whether or not it's the Google Drive or your actual human resources, your friends, your mentors, the lab techs, the lecturers, everybody, nobody wants to see you fail. Like the courses are hard, the timetable set up away, but don't think that the lecturers are setting out for you to fail. They all want you to do your best. So if you have any questions, if you have any queries, if you don't understand a topic, ask your lecturer. Utilize the office hours. Just make them as I don't remember which one of the speakers said it, but this is online school, guys. Make the most of this opportunity. Some of the grades you go get now, to be real and fair, you wouldn't get them in regular school. Because I got an A plus for stochastic and brother, that
Never
never
again.
gonna happen in a real school. So just
Yeah.
Lovely course too. When I
capitalize on what
got
you've
some teaching.
gotten. Yeah, I would never get an A plus in a SAM course. So just you make the best use of all your opportunities right now, but still remember to be fair, to be honest, don't cheat, and yeah. I don't know if anybody else have anything they want to add.
Oh yeah. Like
Wait.
how we have online, make sure so the lecturer know you. Like even if it's just to answer one or two question, so that them see your name pop up. So that you know if you have problems and you go to them one off, them say, oh, is you from class and thing like them know them have an idea that you're serious about the work.
Yeah, that's very true.
Go to the office hours that they set.
Because me tell you say I did press play on one of the recordings and because you know Sam always say good morning or good afternoon everyone. And because I always reply, my daddy I never realized that the thing I play. So I say, I wonder what is a play? So I say, sir. And then I hear him call my name, I'm frightened. Yo, the thing frightening, you know? When you hear your name call over the recording and you don't know that you're playing.
Oh yes, and when a teacher constantly calls you to read, do questions.
Yeah, guys, and remember that while it's online learning is hard for us as students, it's even harder for the lecturers, especially your very animated lecturers who thrive off class participation. So while you're sitting there and you're just saying, I don't want to do this, unlike you, they have to do it. Like them can't just decide so them now go come to class today and them can just watch a recording. So if you're in class, just please, if the teacher say you guys following, yes miss, no miss, just interact with them because they're really struggling out here, guys. Like it's hard for us, but it's even harder for them.
Especially Sam, if you don't participate in Sam's class, I think he will leave.
Wait, what happened to
Maybe.
Kirk? What else about Kirk?
Oh, we didn't have Kirk online, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Kirk have enough energy for himself and everybody still.
Brian, I just have to defend Bear Man.
Kirk
What wrong
wants
with
us.
you?
Kirk just love. He misses us in school. He wants us to be there.
I think they all miss us. We had a fun game schedule, but I think all these exam tips cut into that big time. So I guess we're just gonna cancel that game,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm.
I know you guys have exams this week, next week. Good luck.
Next
There'll
week.
be a fun game next meeting.
All the best,
Oh wait,
guys.
Next week
Work
we have
hard.
meeting
yeah,
next week. We have meeting next week.
Yes, sir. Next week is our
week
breast
is
cancer meeting, remember?
Yeah,
So wear
pink
your
day.
pink,
But may I
wear
wonder
all of that.
Brita exam supposed to run into the time, I think.
it
Oh,
does.
For real?
Not 12 to
Wow.
4. I think. No quote.
Hold
oh,
on a second.
Do what?
Skip the exam, so
oh, that's
I
actually.
probably get more if I skip it.
Oh, somebody wanted to ask a question at the third years at the alumni. So a very shy individual, don't know why he's shy, is asking what is life like after the UA at either Brianna or Tamar.
Repeat the question.
Somebody asking what's life like after UA, like what they can expect after graduation.
Okay, so the first couple of months is gonna be nice. It's gonna be real nice. You can actually sleep. You can actually not feel stressed. You can actually glow. You can actually not worry about anything that have to do with you at all. Cause once you submit the final exam and you check a thing, I used to say 111 credits. When you get back a thing, it's nice. I ain't gonna lie, it's nice. I'm loving it. But the hard part is when you're searching for jobs. Like for me personally. I'm still in my break phase. So I'm not really, I look here and there, but I'm not really fully immersed into job searching because I really need this time to figure out what I want. Because another important thing is that a lot of these actuarial related jobs, they ask for at least one exam. They ask for you to have at least one exam or some other form of certification. So that in and of itself, it's very discouraging. So I don't know how y'all are gonna go about that, but trust me when I tell you, unless you're not going to be in any of the fields directly relating to actuarial sciences, like that's where the econ and those things come in because you need those because you might venture off, and a lot of the lecturers might tell you that the persons who actually field it's very small compared to amount of graduates. So don't get discouraged. But an important tip that I recommend 110% is to look at the requirements and look for the qualifications that they ask you for, jot them down, and in your free time, Google those stuff and teach yourself those stuff. Because an important thing, they might ask you, so wait, what happened between this time and this time? Like, resume gaps. I saw something on LinkedIn yesterday. I don't remember who said it, but she was saying that job persons who are doing your interviews, they might ask you, how comes you were here and then you take a year off? What did you use that time for? And that's important for you to tell them something that they know that you are the person for the job. So look at the qualifications for jobs that you're interested in and you might not qualify, and jot them down. And we're in the online phase, so everything is online. You can find a free course, do it, and then add it to your resume so that you can build up yourself while you're in the break mode. I'm currently in the process of doing that ish. As I said, I'm not fully immersed into the job seeking phase. I'm literally enjoying my freedom because this was long coming, stressed all 3 years of UE, and I hated every second of it. I know that I'm free. I
Well,
love it.
Go on, let's do.
I felt that, bro.
I felt that too. I felt that.
Brian, I'ma feel that. I'ma feel that in my
Yeah,
core.
Michelle,
I feel that too.
that about passing AXA, you can conquer anything. You can literally do anything once you get this degree. Okay, trust me. So I would suggest, I know that not everybody might be able to do this. I'm blessed enough to have a roof over my head and food and constant supply, and all I need to do is just roll over and roll back. Like, I don't really have to worry about finances or money or anything of that effect right now in this very moment. But for those who might not have that luxury, still take at least the first 2 weeks after you're done to at least relax and to say, okay, I'm done and I've accomplished this and I've done this, and start looking towards the future. You might not fully immerse yourself right then and there. You might not fully start right then and there, but still look at the jobs and look at the qualifications because they're going to help you. And it might get a little bit discouraging. Me personally, as I said, I wasn't fully looking, and it was discouraging to me because I'm just like, I thought my XA degree should have been enough, but it really isn't enough. They want more from you, okay? Don't get it twisted. They want more than just the XA degree. They want experience. They want certifications. They want exams.
They want enough.
They want a lot of things, and use your free time to.
Learn
Oh my gosh, you
Excel,
guys are
yeah.
talking a lot. I can't even keep up with the chat.
It's true
But
though.
Excel, good point, Michael.
Yes,
I'm
I need to
starting
learn
to learn
Excel.
Excel. Auntie Google and Uncle YouTube, whatever, use them to learn stuff while you're transitioning. So
Yeah, there's this free one on YouTube for Excel for those interested.
Yeah.
It's really
Excel,
good.
Excel, all the actuarial jobs, risk officer, financial analyst, actuarial analyst, all of them ask you to be competent in Excel. Sagicor job, you have to tick of how competent you're in Excel.
I'm saying
Brianna,
all of this,
Visual
but
basics for applications, that's
huh?
also like really good.
What you say?
Brianna,
VBA.
Yeah.
Whatever
Go
it
on,
is.
guys. Relearn Java and Python if you don't remember it. Me and some of my friends are doing that right now, so that when we enter
Yes.
the
very
working world,
true.
we're ready.
Do all those things because you're gonna need it. And
Basically,
lastly from
oh,
me, don't go ahead, Shamar, before I
now
close.
just saying basically like if you're in like that break phase, it's very important that you try to build up your skill set, learn various skills. Excel as was mentioned, learn some programming languages again, and also important, teachers. These are very important. Soft skills are very important. So whatever they encapsulate, make sure you can just fully grasp it. Whatever the job is, working with people, whatever the various things that they may ask for, it's important that you work on those as well. So
Wait,
I'm
before we
currently
go back
doing
to
that.
Hey
Brianna,
guys,
Stemar, what are you doing? Are you
wait,
in your break
no,
phase
wait.
too? Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. That was a continuation of the first question. Sorry, continue.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
well, in a sense, I'm with Brianna, I'm in the break phase, but I'm also taking an online course and I'm also continuing studying for AXA exam. Someone and I partnered up to buy coaching actuaries for IFM, so currently studying that.
Edit
And
November.
also,
Edit next month.
Okay.
Edit next month.
no,
Oh, I'm.
To
no.
come
Fire
on
the
side.
company.
No, I mean, I only have one person I'm doing it with, so I'm more the merrier.
Oh, well, not actually not next month. It's
I will
actually just
catch you up
bought,
soon.
so I'm just starting.
Oh.
So that's basically it for me.
I'll do it with your side. Um, so we have a
TIA is
question
better, though.
from
I'm just.
Trishana.
Well, question with TIA is better. I'm just letting you know. The
Also,
Shamar.
Oh,
question, another tip
that's
for the third years before the other question, don't be afraid to explore other options. My mother just reminded me that it is important to do that as well. Don't stick to the one trick pony. Core and Guardian only have so much and no more jobs. Like explore. I see Bert's advertising for data analysis interns. Like you have all these places that you wouldn't even think of having jobs that are right up
No,
your
no.
and whatever you're interested in. So explore, branch out. And I think also I think it's difficult for persons who graduated with Shamar and I because of the COVID year, like banks, they don't have in-person things. They reduce the amount of staff, so they won't take on as much interns. And then you have another thing where a lot of the jobs that are being posted, they aren't really entry level. So people might get discouraged. I hope you guys might not end up in the same dilemma, but still search, still look, still write down and expand. Don't only think of AXI and focus on what you are doing in third year. Listen, I had a call, surprisingly had a call. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry for the background noises, but I had a call and the man who was interviewing me, he asked me about my elective intro to population. He asked me what is that about, and to give him a detailed explanation, he asked me about stats. So pay attention to all these courses. Don't think you're doing it just because. They will ask you these personal questions, and if you don't answer them properly, or if you don't answer them as good as somebody else might be able to answer them, you might not get the job. So yeah.
all right, guys. So the question is for anybody, or I'm guessing for the alumni. Is it common for math majors to do a master's? Does it make them more marketable? I just go say if you do AXI and you want to be an actuary, don't do a master's. If you want to do anything else in the world other than being an actuary, go for it.
I suggest
Ah,
the most people that venture off into risk management, the masters in risk management,
Yeah, I'm
that
actually applying for that.
the one of the top and the best. That's where I'm going to head to after I reach over this break phase or this hurdle that I am on right now. Risk management, that is really important. But the masters, for persons who are interested in the actuarial field, don't do it. Just do the exams, to be very honest. As Daniel said, it's not required. The exams are more valuable. And as I said before, I've seen a lot of jobs that are being posted and they ask you for at least one exam. So start doing the exams as soon as possible, or if you're interested in that, start doing the exams. Or if you're interested in another field, oh,
might I add, accounting. A lot of jobs are being posted for accountants. So if you're interested in accounting, look into certifications in that way. Even if for the free ones, tell them
Yeah,
that shows that you're actually putting yourself out there and trying to give yourself skills on your own initiative, if you get what I'm saying. So accounting is a nice field to look into, but real masters, it's not, unless it's, to me, risk management is the best masters that you could ever do. A master's in AXI, the exams are better than doing the masters in AXI. And what else? What others? But yeah, risk management in a master's. If you're a math major instead of AXI major, a master's might be beneficial to you. I'm not too sure about that route, but do some research, ask some questions, and yeah, you should be fine out. But for specifically AXI and persons who are interested in that field, is either you do the exam or you probably do a master's in risk management or some other area that you're interested in. But yeah.
Yeah, they just want you to apparently, well, based on my research, they're saying that they just want you to do the exams because they want to know that you're actually serious in that field. It's not like you're going to need it for that particular job or so. But it's like when I'm doing my research, I'm actually looking at, like, if you want to, like, maybe do stuff abroad. But the first thing they look for, like, for example, America, they look for, I think, 2 to 3 exams, and Canada 3 to 5. And apparently, and remember that, guys, the job market is really competitive because people in America also, they have like 4 years of their 4 years, yeah, their degree. So they actually do like 4 or 5 exams. Some people. So they're saying that look for that and actually try get some internships if you can. Well, based on my research, that's what they're saying. So if you can find a job or so somewhere, try get it. Learn what the job is or so forth. Because I heard that it is something that they actually look for. So I don't know how much is true, but that's the research part. And research your profession. Know what you're getting yourself into.
And if you're not sure exactly where you want to go, research things that you're interested in and write them down. Write down the list. I have a list of a bunch of stuff because I myself, I'm not sure exactly where. I know that I want to do risk management, but right now I'm not sure exactly where I want to go. So I have a list of about 6 different careers or jobs that I think I'd be interested based off my research. And I basically look out for those, and basically, as I said, with the qualifications thing, look for the free things online and do them so that I can build up my resume as well. So research the jobs, write them down. If you're not sure, it's not only actuarial jobs, branch off, and yeah, all that nice things.
Yes, guys, and as I say, research your degree. Guys, I feel like I'm tired of me saying this, but literally up until
That's
March, I was pretty sure I wanted to do pensions. Like I was pretty sure I wanted to be an actuary and work on pension reform in Jamaica. And then like the more I looked at the degree,
pension.
is the more I hate it. Like I'm not gonna say hate it because I don't hate it. That's a very strong word. It's the more I realized that I preferred something else instead of it. So guys, like just be open to changing. You're still young. It might, if you can afford it, and it might tack on another year on your schooling, do it. But at the end of the day, make sure you're doing something that you love, because when the courses get hard, when the exams start piling up, when you feel like you can't go no more, is your passion going to make you push through? And it don't make no sense to do something that you're not passionate about.
That
So
is
just make sure you're doing what you love, and talk to your lecturers. They might be able to provide insights. I spoke to Dr. Royal Thomas for like maybe 3 weeks before I actually switched to stats. Like I was talking to her about what I want to do, what I like. And talk to your lecturers. They're older than us. They've been through the same things that we're going through. They went through the same doubts about if they're doing what they want to do, if they really love this. They did masters in the research. Talk to them. Them have resources, guys. Don't be scared to talk to them. And they want us to talk to them. They have no friends, guys. Speak to them.
Wow.
Speak
Sam gives
to
really good
them.
advice, to be honest. Like I mean, I
Wow.
really like Sam because he knows a lot about the maths related professions, the stats related professions, and he also has a lot of experience in terms of people around him, in terms of actuarial professions as well. So guys, if you have any advice from you can really talk to Sam. Trust me, it's
Oh
really
yeah, I did talk to Sam too, and Sam told me for the stats if I love it. So just talk to them, guys. I promise they're not scary people. They're just older than us. That's really all they have going for them. They're just older and more experienced than us. So just talk to them. Send them an email. Maybe you go class early. I'm like, hi, miss. Hi, sir. I can answer a question about something. What they want to talk to us. I don't think you understand this.
Yeah,
They
will answer
want to
that.
talk to us. So if you have any questions, like, so if you're doing actor, if you want to be an actor, right, talk to people like Miss Hay, because she have her, certification. Talk to Howard. If we can even talk to like Sam, as Sai was saying, just talk to the lecturer so you can get an insight on it. And they always say like ask if you can help them with any research or whatever, because I don't want to say it, but links run the world. And you probably help that lecturer, and then at the end of the day, when you need to do something, you need a recommendation letter. Guess who won't write it for you? Guess who? Imagine the recommendation letter from the undergraduate coordinator of the mathematics department. Who can tell you no for the job?
Sam is my fave, guys. Sam is the best person ever. He's the most amazing. So talk to him and get to know him on that level. Be sensible if you ask him school-related questions, but he's actually really amazing. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I agree, Brianna. Sam is chill, guys. Though in class Sam and outer class Sam are two different Sams.
Yeah, that's true.
Him just don't like stupid questions, whether in or outside of class. But outside of that, he's cool.
And don't lie. He doesn't like when you lie.
Yeah. And if you're short and brown, it might help.
Might?
LOL.
Are you just acting, Alyssa?
You atted her.
I'm okay.
Yeah, so if you guys don't have any questions, 2 hours. Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna hand over to Javian.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna hand over to Javian so that we can officially close the meeting. And then if you guys want to stay and chit chat with everybody, that's perfectly fine. But over to you, Jev.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for coming. I can't even see myself. Hold on. Okay. All right, so thank you guys for coming to another meeting. We really appreciate you guys being here. For those who haven't written their name and the year group in the chat, please do so now so that your attendance is recorded. Remember, next week is Pink Day, so wear your pink shirts and start your EAC activities. We'll have tap for a cause and we have free rice, guys. So that's all the additional announcements. Yeah, meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys for being here.
Look how Javine just turned on her camera.
She looks so cute.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, and she has a
Hey.
white purple
I'm going to
twist,
leave.
I see.